Have you ever sat there staring at an idea in your head and thought, who am I to do this? Well, that was me, not too long ago. I had this dream of starting something, a podcast, a conversation. I wanted to share stories, my story especially, but every time I got close to starting, the imposter syndrome would kick in and I'd think, what if no one cares? What if it fails? What if I'm just not interested enough? And then last weekend, I realised that if I didn't start now, I probably will never start. And that scared me more than failing, because deep down I knew this wasn't about being perfect. It was about being real. About telling my story, even if it was messy, even if it wasn't perfect, because maybe, just maybe, someone out there needed to hear it. So I did it, and I pressed record. I told my story, and as clumsy and imperfect as it may have been, to be honest, I expected nothing. I expected silence. I expected no views, because the voice in my head told me that no one would care. But instead, some people listened, and we connected. They reached out and they told me how much it meant to them to hear my story, how it inspired them to take their own first steps. And that's when I realized that this isn't about me. This is about us, and what happens when we're brave enough just to show up for the world. I've been thinking about how close I came to never sharing that story, and how close I came to letting my fear win. And it made me think, how many stories have we lost to fear? How many dreams have never made it into the world because we have listened to that voice in our heads that tells us not to take a chance on something? I've learned that there's no perfect moment. There's no magic sign that tells you it's time to begin. You just have to start, and at that first step, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be brave. Someone out there is waiting for your story, your perspective, your voice, not the polished, perfect version of you, the real you. That's the version that's trying, that's learning, stumbling and growing, and that's the version the world needs. That's the version that you need. So to anyone who's been sitting on an idea, waiting for the right time, waiting to be good enough, this is your sign. Stop waiting. Stop doubting. You take that first step, and trust me, it will change everything. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start, and the rest will come. And one day you'll look back at this moment, the moment that you chose to be brave, and you'll realize that it was the most important step you ever took. Your story matters, your voice matters, and the world is waiting to hear it. So go, start today, because you never know where it could take you. The first step is everything. So start now. By Jove, I think we did it. Do I hate it? Probably. Am I freezing? Yes. Let's see. My battery didn't die either. Woohoo.